Hello and welcome back to Well House Stitches. I hope you are well. In this video we're going to go through the 6 basic things you need to know before you can start sewing. Once you've grasped these 6 things, you'll be able to sew a straight stitch, a zigzag stitch, and you'll be able to back tack. You'll also know how to thread your sewing machine and know what most of the dials are used for. So let's get started. So the first thing you need to do is to plug in your sewing machine. First, insert the machine plug into the machine socket. Then plug into the mains electric and turn the power on. Now switch your machine on and you're ready to go. Right, now we've got our sewing machine plugged in, the next thing we need to do is to wind a bobbin. First, place your thread on the spool pin and then attach the spool pin holder to secure your thread. Next, we're going to wrap the thread around the guide. Take the end of your thread and thread it through one of the holes in your bobbin from the inside to the outside. I usually then wrap it round the bobbin a couple of times to secure it and then place it on the spool pin and engage it. Then pull out the hand wheel to disengage it. Press your foot on the foot pedal to start winding your bobbin. Continue pressing your foot pedal until your bobbin is full. It should actually stop when the bobbin is full. It automatically stops on its own, as you can see just here. So then I cut the thread with my snippers and remove the bobbin and the reel of thread. Next, I put the bottom bobbin in the holder and then I pull the thread through the first notch and along to the second notch where it engages. Now we've wound the bobbin, we need to thread the sewing machine. They're all slightly different. I'm showing you how to thread up my Janome 525S. It's quite an old sewing machine, at least 10 years old, but the principle of threading up a sewing machine is pretty much the same on most modern sewing machines. They might be slightly different and you will have a manual that comes with your sewing machine so you can check how to do it, but I'm showing you how to thread mine. Okay, so place the thread on the pin, on the spool pin, and put the holder, spool holder, on the end. Then guide the thread around the thread guide, over the top of the machine and through the grooves, through the groove, down the front of the machine, around the bottom and back up to the top. Raise the thread take-up leader to its top position and hook your thread around it so it ends up going through the hole at the front and back down, all the way down to the needle bar thread guide. Go round the back and up along the front. Now all you need to do is to thread your needle. Pull down the needle threader and there's a little hook which goes through your needle eye. Pass the thread over to the right, pull it across the front of the needle, engaging with the hook that has just gone through the eye of the needle, and then slowly release the tool and the thread should go through the needle. Remove from the tool and pull it through. Now we need to draw up the bobbin thread. So now we've wound our bobbin, put it in the holder, we've threaded our top thread and we've threaded the needle. Now we're ready to draw up the bottom thread. Hold the thread tightly with your left hand and with your right hand turn the hand wheel slowly by one full turn, pulling the needle thread, pulling up the bobbin thread. And there you see it, the bobbin threads come up, grab it and pull it through. Right, So now we are completely threaded up. Now we want to just learn what the different dials on the sewing machine do, or at least the ones that we're going to need to do a straight stitch and a zigzag stitch. To lower the foot pedal, there is a lever at the back of the machine which we pull down or up depending on which way we want the foot pedal to go. Down, the foot pedal goes down, up, foot pedal goes up. In order to sew, the foot pedal needs to be in the down position, and then we want to release the fabric, it needs to be in the up position. We use the hand wheel when we want to sew slowly or when we want to move the needle up or down. Looking at our machine, the top right dial is the stitch selector. We're only going to be doing A and C. A is a straight stitch and C is a zigzag. Below this is the length of the stitch. Usually I sew at about 2.5, sometimes 2, and below that is the reverse button. And on the top is the width of the stitch, usually on 0 or 5 if we're doing a straight stitch. If we're doing a zigzag stitch, it will be on 5, 4 or 3. And again at the back is the foot pedal lever, which we move up or down. Right, let's get on with a straight stitch. Our first stitch is going to be a straight stitch, so we select A on the pattern selector and we're going to go for a length of 2.5 and a width of 0. We could do 5 or 0, but we're choosing 0. First, lower your foot pedal to engage your fabric. Then turn your wheel to lower your needle, and then gently start sewing a couple of stitches. Press the reverse and go back a couple of stitches, and then carry on going forwards until you reach the end of wherever you're sewing to. When you reach the end, you want to end with your needle in the down position. Use the hand wheel to do this. Lift your foot pedal, turn, put your foot pedal back down and carry on sewing again. We've done a straight stitch. Let's move on to the zigzag. For the zigzag stitch, we need to change the pattern selector dial to C for a zigzag stitch. Then we need to change the stitch length to, I'm going to do 2. Do whatever you like really, but I'm going to do 2 for this one. So we've got C, 2, and the width of the stitch is going to be 5. We need quite a wide stitch for a zigzag. It can't be 0. It can be really 3, 4 or 5. So put the fabric under the foot and lower the foot. Lower the needle with the hand wheel to begin with, and then you can start using the foot pedal. And you can see that the needle is going from side to side doing a zigzag stitch now. When we get to the corner, lower the needle, lift the foot, lower the foot, turn and carry on. So now we should be able to do a straight stitch and a zigzag stitch. I'm just going to show you how to back tack. Often you hear people say back tack at the beginning and the end of a seam. The reason we back tack is to stop our stitching from coming apart. So basically we do 3 stitches forward, 3 stitches backwards, and then carry on all over the top of each other. They're not side by side, they're on top of each other so that the stitches don't come undone. We back tack at the start and the end of each seam. Right, to back tack at the beginning of a seam, we slowly do about 3 stitches, press down the reverse button, do 3 stitches backwards and then carry on. This is all on top of the previous stitches. When we get to the end, we press the reverse, do a 3 stitches backwards and 3 stitches forwards. Thank you for watching. I hope that you've learned something and enjoyed watching the video. If you have, could you please like and subscribe? And if you've got any questions, could you also drop those in the comments below, and I'll answer as soon as I can. Thank you.